This is your Cosmic Weather Report for the week of March 28th through April 3rd.
Hi, I'm Heather, and I'm going to start with astrology.
And I'm Cody, and when she's done, I'm going to dive into the human design and gene key transits.
Okay, so let's dive into astrology, guys. First and foremost, we are now fully in Aries season. I'm an Aries. Dun, 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 dun. So, for all my Aries out there, welcome to our season.
Yeah!
Or wherever Aries lands in your chart. I have a lot of Aries in my chart. Okay, so astrology for March 28th through April 3rd. Tender moods start this week. Have you ever been in one of those moods where, like, you feel like your spouse goes, "Why didn't you do that dish in the sink?"
And you just take it so incredibly personal.
You're like, "I just put the dish in the sink
And
5
you just-
minutes ago. I'm tired."
And you just, a puddle of tears.
Yes. Or like you feel like your kids just aren't listening to you. You're like, "I'm a horrible man." It's all those self-judgments that are just piling at you. Those are tender moods where we feel like our skin is a little bit softer.
Like anything anyone says when we might be hurt by it.
Yeah. Or if we don't feel the tender skin, we might feel like we're putting on our suit of armor. I can get through this. I can do anything. Your stuff bounces off me, doesn't stick to me, nothing affects me. So it's really those. That's a tender mood as well. You may think it's not, but it is. So we have to watch those tender moods. And there's an invitation in that. Tender moods are not a bad thing, but it's something to examine. Why is that showing up for you in life? Why are you taking this person's, "Why'd you leave a dish in the sink," so critically in your own life? What self-judgments are we putting upon ourselves that we shouldn't be? Where are we not cutting ourselves a break?
Right.
Where are we maybe not communicating with someone else to where we feel, that we may be prone to testy outbursts, right? I did it. Okay, you're testy at your spouse or you're testy at your coworker. "My coworker never does that right." That's an invitation to go, whoa, whoa this week. Slow down and see where you can better communicate. Oftentimes I will hear people say, "Well, that person just doesn't communicate well with me." Okay, honey. Okay. Are you looking at things from their side as well? Are you looking at their communication style or their love language?
I'm sorry, maybe you just don't listen well with them. That was a little sass.
It was
You're
a little
welcome.
sass. It's good, yeah. Because people need to hear it. Somebody needed to hear that,
needs to hear
definitely.
it.
So check yourself on your communication, how you're relating to other people.
Check yourself, foo.
And with these tender emotions, really?
I die.
With these tender emotions, we do need laughter. So please, can we laugh a little bit more, people?
Please laugh. Come on.
We might also feel lonely. So there's some vibes and tender emotions and from the stars, examining where in our life do we feel lonely. And often loneliness is a feeling of non-support. That we're feeling we're not supported by friends or not supported by our colleagues. And it's a chance to get quiet and to dive into the root of that. Why are you feeling not supported? Are you realizing that you're always supported by the universe no matter what, even in the times where you feel icky? Mm-hmm. There is constant universal support. So it is definitely a week when we're so emotional and tender to look into what does universal support feel like? Are we getting quiet enough to feel that spirit, God, the universe, as Cody says, ham sandwich, is always there to support you? What would it feel like if your ham sandwich was supporting you? Because if you're eating a ham sandwich for lunch, it is supporting you. It's feeding your body.
I love it.
So what are these ways? So good. So what are these ways in our life that we are getting support from everything around us? I'm going to get real woo-woo here. You can get support from living in your house that is built with wood because those trees grew in the earth. They are of spirit and they sustain your house.
And the hands that touched it to build it and the life that they supported in building your home and the support that was given to you. I mean, it's a whole collective woo thing.
Take an object Like Cody and I do a monthly subscription box that you can subscribe to, and you get crystals and fun things.
You get all kinds of cool stuff.
All kinds of cool stuff.
Look at there's all kinds of goodies.
Things every month.
Good.
They change every month. But like this crystal right here, right? We hold crystals.
It's quartz crystal.
And we put them places where they're needed. That feels really, really good. But if we look at something like this crystal, or you take your jacket at home or your dog, and you're like, how do you support me? And what all was in the creation of you being created stone and getting into my possession, into my hand to help me? What is that whole line? It can really bring you into more alignment, and it can bring you into a balance and being able to get quiet. When we ask these questions, if you're having trouble getting quiet this week because you feel really emotional and all over the place, take a crystal or sit with your dog and just be quiet and ask all those questions. I wonder where this came from and how many hands touched it and who dug it up from the earth to get it to me. And it gives a great reverence and respect. And in that, we can find a lot of alignment, and it can make us feel less lonely, make us feel less like we want to outburst at people, right? And as the week progresses, the moon will also move into Aries. Hi. We're not emotional at all. Anyway, this will bring a much needed boost to confidence, which confidence is our theme in our other videos for the month.
For the entire month of March. So go check those all out. Yes. All the videos on confidence.
And at this point, this turning point in the week, our mind is going to shift from this tender emotional state, and it'll shift even more so if we're doing that inner work, and it's going to become bright and sharp. We're ready to learn, we're ready to engage, we're ready to move forward again. We've sat with our emotions, hopefully. We have sat with our emotions even when they're uncomfortable, especially when they're uncomfortable.
Especially.
And then it's going to make us even more bright, even more sharp, and ready to shine. By the week's end, aspects are going to shine brightly on relationships. So, your relationships come into view. Now, there's always a shadow, guys. We know this. If you watched Cody and I's videos, you know we always talk about the light and the shadow. The shadows are not bad. They're just there to teach us. If you are feeling like there is a dark light over relationships within your life, it is time to examine those. And I invite you to examine those with light. Okay?
Or with lightness, with playfulness.
With lightness, yeah. Creativity, right? So if something is, you're not communicating correctly in a certain way or in a way that your partner understands, try a new style. Come at it from a new angle. Like like that quartz crystal I was holding, right? Different ways you shine it in the sun, it's going to glimmer different ways, right? And look different. So imagine that in your relationships. Imagine the different angles to your relationships.
And you might want to check out our early episode from this month that was all about building confidence in relationships. So check that out as well.
Yeah. So what does Gene Keys have?
All right. So we have a couple Gene Keys for this week. So the first half of the week is going to be in Gene Key and Gate 17, the Gate of Anticipation. And again, that Gene Key, it comes from opinion, the shadow of opinion. It moves from the shadow of opinion to the highest expression, which is omniscience. And it is the way of far-sightedness. And so what's really important to kind of look at is, how are you speaking right now? What are you saying? And are you trying to either fill the silence, or are you really like sharing things that are going to support people or help people? Especially as she's kind of talking about with relationships, is what you're about to say going to heal or hurt? If it's going to hurt, then maybe we should rethink what we're about to say. And it's not about like, if something is honest and it needs to be said, it's maybe how we present it, getting creative about how we present it, how we share it, because maybe the way in which we're sharing it is actually a hurtful way. And we need to really reconsider, rethink about it. This also is an invitation to sit with those feelings and really say, is this really, necessary to be shared right now? Is the person that's with me in front of me that I want to share, are they ready to hear what I have to say? If they're not, don't say it, even if you know it's true. I had with my partner, he was a little under the weather and he was having a real rough day. And I knew something that could help him, but I also knew that was not what he needed at that moment. He just needed me to love him and listen to him and be of support for him. And it was more of I needed to be a silent strength, not an opinionated giver. Okay? And so really thinking about that in terms of the beginning portion of this week, really making sure you're not filling that silence just to hear yourself, and really making sure that what you are saying or what needs to be said is being said from an authentic place, kind of a deeper inner alignment, and not from your ego or your emotion or your kind of, popping off sort of thing. Really being present to seeing the far-sighted experience of what is going on. So that'll also help you tap in with yourself at a deeper level. And then towards the end of the week and into the beginning of April, March 30th through April 4th, we move into Gate 21, Gene Key 21, which is the gate of self-regulation.
Oh, what everybody loves that, don't they?
Everybody loves that. So we move from the shadow of control to the highest expression of valor, and it is through the gift of authority. And really what I want you to hear in this is, where are you holding on? Or where are you overcompensating because you don't trust in the divine? Okay?
Call them out.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Or you don't trust in your own inner authority. There's a really beautiful place here where are you giving your authority to? Like, where are you placing it? Are you placing it inward on your gut, your intuition, your inner alignment? Or are you listening to what somebody else says, what somebody else thinks you should do, what the world says is the definition of success is to do X, Y, Z? Like, where are you getting your direction from? Is it coming from within, or is it coming from outside of you? And really, are you trusting yourself? Are you trusting your inner alignment? Because when you trust and you come into that deeper alignment and you stop and you kind of block out the judgments of the world around you, you're going to be trusting the divine because you're then inwardly connected to the divine, or source or spirit or ham sandwich like we talked about earlier. So now is a time to look deeply at how you are trusting your intuition, your gut, your inner guidance, and be wary of places that you are trying to control too much. Maybe you need to be delegating. Where can you delegate? Why are you not delegating? Is it coming back to a place of you're not trusting the universe? You're not trusting the support of the people around you. You need to come into a better relationship with trust.
I don't know what you're talking about on that at all. I've never been like that ever.
I'm not talking to anybody right now in particular. So also, do not kill the butterfly once it is landed in your hand by trying to hold on with a closed fist. That's a very kind of like Yoda way of saying, when you want something, you have to have an open hand to receive it. You have to have an open heart to receive it. If you constrict and you close that hand into a fist, you actually crush it. So really thinking about that when it comes to controlling, where are the places where you have more of a closed fist and not an open palm? And how can you have more trust and surrender in trusting yourself and trusting divine flow, divine energy, and really be lifted by the world.
It's beautiful.
Yay! So if you like this, please like and subscribe our channel, our podcast. You can find us on anywhere where there are podcasts.
Which is so exciting, like Spotify. How many of you have Spotify? You can subscribe to us on Spotify.
Even Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
You can also watch our videos on YouTube and on Facebook. So there's a lot of places to like, share, subscribe. If you love this episode, please share it. We would love that. And also make sure that you come this Friday and check out our next topic. The topic for the month of March is joy. It's joy.
Joy?
Yeah. It's joy. It's joy. The topic for the month of April is going to be joy. I was like, what the topic of month of March is confidence. The topic for April is joy. So we'll be diving into all kinds of different topics around joy and what joy is for you in your life. So come join us on Friday.
It's going to be beautiful. Just in time for spring.
Just in time.
And do you love the weekly Cosmic Weather Report?
We
love making it for you guys.
We love making these videos. So we invite you to consider supporting this show and all that we do with a small monthly donation to help us sustain future episodes.
It really helps a lot, guys. And you can do this at anchor.fm/sassysoulsisters/support.
All right. Well, thank you and have a beautiful, wonderful week.
Yep. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.